Juanita,
On
unmute.
mute. Juanita, you are on mute.
Thank you, Farija. I'm sorry, I was saying that this is going to be recorded just so people who weren't able to join us this morning can still learn about the campaign and somehow participate on this launch. So, kia ora everyone, namaste, salam alaikum, hola. Thank you all for making the space to come to the launch of the Let's Talk campaign this morning. This is, as you know, a sexual violence awareness campaign that aims to support ethnic communities and people from the ethnic communities to identify, prevent, and find help to overcome situations of sexual harm. I am Juanita Rojas. I am the Prevention of Sexual Violence Lead at SHAMA. And although I was part of the team when we started dreaming about this project, it was only until the beginning of this year that I took the responsibility of the campaign as a prevention lead. SHAMA's journey working with ethnic communities for more than 20 years has shown us that sexual violence affects our communities and impacts especially the well-being of women, their children, and their families. Although there is no statistical information on the prevalence of sexual violence in the ethnic communities, we know that this is a reality because of the work that we do. Furthermore, there is some research that has been done in the space. For example, Professor Rachel Seymour Kumar wrote the paper Ethnic Perspectives on Family Violence in Aotearoa, New Zealand in 2019. And in that paper, she indicated that in the ethnic communities, sexual violence remains underreported, but is prevalent across different age, sexuality, and identity groups. In the same research, it was also highlighted that help-seeking behaviors along with reporting are relatively infrequent in ethnic communities. And this is in part due to the shame and fear of stigma from and towards the communities, but it is also associated with the limited formal and informal avenues available for ethnic people, and especially women, where they can find safe to disclose their experiences. So aware of the needs of the migrant communities and also the gaps in help-seeking behaviors as well as the provision of services, in 2018, we started dreaming about developing a response service for ethnic people who had experienced sexual violence. In 2019, we hosted the first Connections Hui, and some of you might have been part of it since the beginning, because we have hosted 3 Connections Hui since then. And in this space, the first one that we hosted in 2019, as I said, we gathered with 100 ethnic therapists and community workers, community leaders to talk about how to prevent and respond sexual violence in our communities, to sexual violence in our communities. The Let's Talk campaign started after this first Connections Hui. After listening to what the leaders discussed at the space, the SHAMA sexual violence team, including our crisis lead, who just did the opening, Faria Bego, and also Bex Fraser and Sandra Dixon, now part of Hoku Terongo Kahukura, started developing the project of this campaign. The idea was that we wanted to increase the awareness about what sexual violence is and to let communities know about the resources available in case help was needed. The mentioned SHAMA team created 5 scripts in English on the topics of what is sexual harm, what is child sexual abuse, how to prevent someone from causing sexual harm, what to do if a child tells you about sexual abuse, and how to help if someone has been hurt sexually. The idea was that we could have 5 2-minute videos spoken in different ethnic languages, spoken in diverse ethnic languages. This meant that we needed to connect with ethnic leaders who help us not only translate the script, but also make necessary adaptations, for example, in terms of the cultural, how it's sexual violence understood in their culture or a spiritual space. We did some adaptations to the scripts, and we also were in the back of this, supporting these adaptations. So far, we have produced 54 videos in 20 different languages. We have videos in Arabic, Farsi, Spanish, Portuguese, Tamil, French, Korean, Mandarin, Urdu, Malayalam, Hindi, Punjabi, Sinhala, Cantonese, Tagalog, Vietnamese, Japanese, Kannada, Urdu, and Malay. In today's event, we will have the opportunity to hear about the experience of recording the videos from the voice of the filmmakers. We will have Samantha Kulkarni telling us about how was that his video in Canada reached 25,000 views. And we also will have the experiences of two other community leaders from the Korean and Chinese communities who will be sharing their experiences as well. They are Hyun Sok and George. But because we wanted as many people as possible to learn about this campaign and the content, during these years, we have also worked a lot in disseminating the videos. The first thing we did was including the videos in other parts of the work that we do. For example, I have incorporated the videos in the work that I do in prevention. I go across Aotearoa and I work with different ethnic community groups in developing skills to prevent sexual violence, and I incorporate the videos in there. But there are other spaces where the Shama team also shares the videos. Lately, we have been also asking people from the communities, people who are leaders and also very well connected to in their own communities, to help us disseminate the videos as much as possible. We call them community champions. Today, we will also hear from two community champions about their experience disseminating the videos in their own communities. And we also want to acknowledge that there have been some challenges that we have faced with the campaign. For instance, we know that in some communities, talking about sexual harm is still a taboo, it's very hard, and not easy. For example, we have been told in some communities that people don't want to participate or record videos or disseminate them because they will be perceived as people who want to support divorce in the communities. So we know that in some communities, a campaign like this is not very well received. However, although talking about sexual harm can still be challenging and might cause fear in some individuals and comfort as well and in their communities, we recognize how talking about it is a protective factor. We also know that it will take years until people and communities start feeling more comfortable talking about this. We also know that a conversation like this needs to happen in every community, but under their own terms. Today, we want to acknowledge the contribution of all the community leaders who participated in the campaign. We want to acknowledge their courage to speak about this difficult topic in public. Without their contribution, this campaign wouldn't exist. Thanks to the campaign, we have seen an increase in cases of sexual violence reported. People have approached us asking for help after seeing the campaign. So thank you so much for your valuable contribution. We also want to acknowledge the contribution of the people who help us record the videos and make the campaign possible. Niam, the editor and producer of the videos, who is currently living in London, she wanted to join. I'm not sure if she's here, but we wanted to say thanks to her. And also all the Shama team who help us either recording some of the videos or finding people in their families, friends, and communities to take part of the campaign, or either by recording videos, translating some titles, correcting the grammar, and so on. So all your support has been very important, even for organizing this event today. And last but not least, we also want to highlight that we strongly believe that our work aligns with the work that the sector is doing with Te Aorere Cura to eradicate family violence and sexual violence in Aotearoa. In this campaign, we see ethnic communities designing and leading solutions to affect change. The campaign also supports the long-term effort that the strategy is doing, strengthening the protective factors and enabling the social changes needed to see an Aotearoa where there is no family violence and sexual violence. With these words, I want to hand over to Ginny, who will display an example of the 5 videos that we did, and they will come in different languages. After that, we will have 2 panels, as I said earlier. One is with the 3 filmmakers, and the other is with 2 community champions who will be sharing their experiences, either recording their videos and creating them, and the other is disseminating them. At the end of the panels, we will have a Q&A space, so feel free to write the questions down and ask either the panelists or myself at the end of the panels about these questions. Again, thank you so much for coming this morning. Please keep sharing the videos and let's keep talking about sexual harm and how to prevent it and support people in our communities who have experienced it. Thank you so much. And with this, I hand over to Ginny.
I'm going to share screen and share sound and optimize for video.
Thank you so much.
എന്താണ് ലൈംഗിക ഉപദ്രവം? ലൈംഗിക ദ്രോഹത്തെക്കുറിച്ച് നിങ്ങളോട് സംസാരിക്കാനും ന്യൂസിലാൻഡിൽ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് എവിടെ നിന്ന് സഹായം ലഭിക്കാൻ പോകുന്നുവെന്നും ഞാൻ നിങ്ങളോട് പറയാൻ പോകുന്നു. ഒരു തൊഴിലുടമ നിങ്ങളെ ലൈംഗികമായി സ്പർശിക്കുന്നതോ നിങ്ങളുടെ ജോലി അവരുമായുള്ള ലൈംഗികതയെ ആശ്രയിച്ചിരിക്കുന്നുവെന്ന് നിങ്ങളോട് പറയുന്നതോ ലൈംഗിക ഉപദ്രവത്തിൽ ഉൾപ്പെട്ടേക്കാം. ഒരു ഡ്രൈവിംഗ് ഇൻസ്ട്രക്ടറെ പോലെ ലൈംഗിക കാര്യങ്ങൾ ആവശ്യപ്പെടുകയോ ചെയ്യാൻ പ്രതീക്ഷിക്കുകയോ ചെയ്യുന്ന ഒരാളായിരിക്കാം അത്. നിങ്ങളുടെ ആഗ്രഹമില്ലാതെ ലൈംഗിക ബന്ധത്തിൽ ഏർപ്പെടാൻ നിങ്ങളുടെ പങ്കാളി സമ്മർദ്ദം ചെലുത്തുകയാണെങ്കിൽ അതും ലൈംഗിക ഉപദ്രവമാണ്. നിങ്ങളുടെ അനുമതിയില്ലാതെ ആരെങ്കിലും ലൈംഗിക വീഡിയോയോ ചിത്രമോ നിർമ്മിക്കുകയോ പങ്കിടുകയോ ചെയ്യുന്നു. ഇതെല്ലാം ചില ഉദാഹരണങ്ങൾ മാത്രം. ലൈംഗിക ദ്രോഹം ഒരു പങ്കാളിയിൽ നിന്നോ ഭർത്താവിൽ നിന്നോ കുടുംബ സുഹൃത്തിൽ നിന്നോ ജോലി ചെയ്യുന്ന സഹപ്രവർത്തകരിൽ നിന്നോ നിങ്ങളെ അറിയാൻ വയ്യാത്ത ഒരാളിൽ നിന്നോ വന്നേക്കാം. ചിലപ്പോൾ ആളുകൾ സംസ്കാരമോ മതമോ ഒരു ഒഴികഴിവായി ഉപയോഗിക്കാം. ഒഴികഴിവില്ല. ന്യൂസിലാൻഡിൽ ആരെങ്കിലും നിങ്ങളെ ഇതുപോലെ ഉപദ്രവിക്കുന്നത് നിയമവിരുദ്ധമാണ്. നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ലൈംഗിക ഉപദ്രവം ഉണ്ടായിട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ അത് നിങ്ങളുടെ തെറ്റല്ല. നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഉറപ്പില്ലെങ്കിലും വളരെ കാലം മുമ്പ് സംഭവിച്ചതാണെങ്കിൽ പോലും സഹായം അഭ്യർത്ഥിക്കാൻ ഞങ്ങളെ വിളിക്കുക. ഞങ്ങൾ നിങ്ങൾക്കായി ഇവിടെയുണ്ട്.
Vou falar sobre abuso sexual infantil e onde você pode obter ajuda na Nova Zelândia. O abuso sexual infantil pode prejudicar gravemente as crianças. Qualquer comportamento sexual em relação a alguém com menos de 16 anos. O abuso sexual infantil inclui pedir uma criança para fazer coisas sexuais com outra pessoa ou tocá-la sexualmente. Baseia-se no silêncio. Normalmente as pessoas que machucam as crianças dessa maneira são pessoas conhecidas da família. As crianças costumam abrir coisas terríveis acontecerão se contarem a alguém. Às vezes as pessoas tentam usar a cultura ou a religião como desculpa. Não desculpa. É ilegal para qualquer abusar sexualmente de uma criança na Nova Zelândia. Se você sofre abuso sexual infantil, não é sua culpa. Podemos ajudar, não importa quanto tempo isso aconteceu. Se você está preocupado com o fato de alguém estar abusando sexualmente de uma criança, ligue para nós. Estamos aqui por você.
우리 아동들은 우리에게 소중하고 그들이 반드시 좋은 삶을 영위하도록 하는 것은 우리 전체 공동체를 위해서도 중요합니다. 이는 아동 성적 학대가 아동에게 심각한 피해를 주기 때문에 그들을 안전하게 지키도록 할 수 있는 모든 것을 해내야 된다는 것을 의미합니다. 우리 아동들이 우리에게 어떤 것이든지 말할 수 있다는 것을 알고 있을 때 아동 성적 학대의 대상이 되는 것으로부터 그들은 더 안전할 수 있습니다. 아동들을 성적으로 학대하는 사람들은 종종 그들에게 만일 학대를 말하게 된다면 곤란을 겪을 것이라고 협박합니다. 우리는 아동들에게 그것이 사실이 아니라는 것을 알게 해야 합니다. 만일 아동이 여러분에게 그들이 성적으로 학대를 받고 있다고 말한다면 그것을 믿고 싶지 않을 수 있습니다. 여러분은 이 일이 아동의 미래에 어떤 영향을 줄지에 대해 무서울 수도 화가 나거나 걱정될 수 있습니다. 심지어 부분적으로 책임이 있다고 느낄 수 있습니다. 이 모든 감정들은 정상적이며 샤마에서 서비스를 제공하고 있는 훈련된 직원과 그것에 대해 얘기를 나눌 수 있습니다. 도움을 받도록 전화하세요. 우리는 여러분을 위해 여기에 있습니다.
Paano mo matutulungan ang isang taong nakaranas ng pang-aabusong sexual? Kung ikaw ay nakaranas ng pang-aabusong sexual, maaari ka makakuha ng tulong. Pwede kang tumawag sa Safe to Talk kahit anong oras o araw para sa agarong tulong. Piliin lang ang language line para makapag-usap sa lingwaheng gusto mo. Maaari ka din tumawag sa Shama o mag-text para sa suporta at payo. Tatawagan ka namin agad sa oras ng opisina para ikaw ay aming maikonekta sa mga tulong na malapit sa iyo. Tulad na dito ang isang interpreter kung iyong kinakailangan. Ang pang-aabusong sexual ay pwedeng magdulot ng labis na takot at galit. Maaari kang makaranas ng sakit ng ulo o problema sa pagtulog o alaalang hindi maalis-alis. Maaari kang matulungan ng Shama para lagpasan ang iyong naranasan na pang-aabusong sexual. Meron kaming mga counselor na pwede mong makausap harapan o sa telepono o internetan. Kumpidensyal ang pakikipag-usap sa amin. Walang ibang makakaalam, hindi namin ibabahagi ang iyong personal na detalye nang walang permiso galing sa iyo. Kung iyong gugustuhin, pwede ka rin makipag-usap sa counselor na hindi mo kababayan o kasama sa iyong komunidad. Kung ikaw ay nakaranas ng pang-abusong sexual, hindi mo ito kasalanan. Maaari mo kaming tawagan para ikaw ay aming matulungan kahit hindi ka sigurado o ito ay nangyari matagal na. Nandito kami para sa iyo. Let's stop sexual harm.
ಒತ್ತಾಯಪೂರ್ವಕವಾದ ಲೈಂಗಿಕತೆಯು ಅನೇಕ ವರ್ಷಗಳಿಂದ ನಡೆದುಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಇದನ್ನು ತಡೆಯಲು ನ್ಯೂಜಿಲೆಂಡ್ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಮುಂದಾಗಿದೆ. ಇದು ಗಂಡ ಹೆಂಡತಿ ನಡುವೆ ಇರಬಹುದು ಅಥವಾ ಸಮಾಜದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲಾದರೂ ಇರಬಹುದು. ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನು ತಡೆಗಟ್ಟಬಹುದು. ಇದರಿಂದ ಮಹಿಳೆಗೆ ಮಾನಸಿಕ ಒತ್ತಡ ಉಂಟಾಗಿ ಕುಟುಂಬದ ಮೇಲೆ ಘೋರ ಪರಿಣಾಮ ಬೀರುತ್ತದೆ. ಈ ಸಂಭೋಗದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮಿಂದ ಬೇರೆಯವರಿಗೆ ನೋವಾಗಿದೆಯಾ? ನೀವು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸುಖಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಬೇರೆಯವರಿಗೆ ತೊಂದರೆ ಕೊಡುತ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ಎಂಬುದನ್ನು ಅವರು ಯೋಚಿಸುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಆದರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅನುಮತಿ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಮೋಜು ಮಾಡುವುದು ತಪ್ಪು. ಇದು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸಮ್ಮತಿ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ನಡೆಯುತ್ತಿದ್ದರೆಂದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಅನಿಸಿದರೆ ನೀವು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹಕ್ಕನ್ನು ಕೇಳಬಹುದೆಂದು ನ್ಯೂಜಿಲೆಂಡ್ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಹೇಳುತ್ತದೆ. ಕೆಲವೊಮ್ಮೆ ಜನರು ತಮ್ಮ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತಿ ಅಥವಾ ಧರ್ಮದ ಹೆಸರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ತಮ್ಮ ಅಧಿಕಾರವನ್ನು ದುರುಪಯೋಗಪಡಿಸಿಕೊಂಡು ಒತ್ತಾಯಪೂರ್ವಕ ಸಂಭೋಗಿಸುತ್ತಾರೆ. ನಾವು ಇಷ್ಟಪಡದ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಯೊಂದಿಗೆ ಮಲಗುವ ಇಚ್ಛೆ ಇಲ್ಲದಿದ್ದರೆ ಅವರು ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಒತ್ತಾಯಿಸಿದರೆ ಅದು ಕಾನೂನು ಬಾಹಿರವಾಗಿದೆ. ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾದ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿಯನ್ನು ನೀವು ಎದುರಿಸುತ್ತಿದ್ದರೆ ನೀವು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಧ್ವನಿಯನ್ನು ಎತ್ತಬಹುದು. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸಮುದಾಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರಾದರೂ ಲೈಂಗಿಕ ಹಾನಿ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಿದ್ದರೆ ಎಂದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಅನಿಸಿದರೆ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಸಹಾಯ ಕೇಳಲು ನಮಗೆ ಕರೆ ಮಾಡಿ. ನಾವು ನಿಮಗಾಗಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿದ್ದೇವೆ.
Thank you, Jeannie. Thank you so much for displaying the video. So we just saw the 5 different topics that we created, and we tried to show you the different examples of in different languages. As I said before, we have now the space for the first panel. Is the panel with the filmmakers, and you will see some of them were on the videos that we just saw. So I would like to invite Samantha, Kulkani, Hyun Sok, and George to open their microphones, because we will have like a 10-minute conversation about their experience recording the videos, and also disseminating in their own communities, because some of them have done it as well. So hello Samantha, hello George. I don't know if Hyun Sok is having problems with the internet, because I've seen her in and out, but we can start the conversation with you. Perhaps you want to introduce a little bit of yourselves and tell us about how was your experience creating the video.
I wouldn't mind going first as well.
Yes, please.
Hello everyone. Namaste. Assalamu alaikum. Sat Sri Akal. Hola. And a whole lot more to every one of you. Hope you're all doing well. I'm Samarth Kulkarni. I've been here in New Zealand for a very short brief period of time, but my journey here along with Shama has been incredible. Years ago, we met first at the Connections Hui, when it first happened here at the Beehive, and we were brought in as community leaders. And in that respect, I wasn't a leader as such at that end. I was just a person who was interested in the space and wanted to do a little better. Interestingly, following the Connections Hui, Shama reached out and they asked, we're doing this little campaign called the Let's Talk series, and it was entirely an amazing concept at the very first instance for me. But I clearly still remember that I was fascinated with the idea about how I could share a common message about reaching out and asking for help, or in case if anybody could ask for help for someone else, if that could be a possibility. Tackling it with the multiple different ethnicities can be a challenge, and taking it on with the languages at the very start of it was honestly a brilliant idea from Shama. I was super happy to be a part of the campaign to do some good in that sense, but incredibly, at the same time, I understand it's a sensitive issue, and having support for it can be challenging. So with the few bits of ideas the amazing Shama team had given me at that time, I remember it was Juanita, Bex, and yeah, I remember you as well, and many others who were incredibly supportive of us on how we should actually approach this campaign. We got a gist of what we would like to actually translate into our native tongue, if possible, or the different languages you probably know how to speak. I chose Kannada because I was born in Bangalore, which is part of Karnataka, and Kannada happens to be the state for that. And I thought it best for me to go back to my mother tongue and bring that essence out if that's possible. I should say I was not alone in this. I had an amazing support from my family. My mother was an amazing orator, happened to help me with the text. So she's been incredibly supportive of this and me through my journey over the many years. But it has been a bit of a twist and turns at the start. But when I remember first recording the video, I was a little skeptical of how I would be putting the words, because we'd like to express a very serious message, but in the way where they can understand it the best. And my mother helped me with the script. We had it translated, we gave it a few goes, and I had it recorded. At the end of it, I mean, I should say, Juanita, you surprised me with the idea that this video has now reached about 25,000 views. That was entirely surprising for me, but I'm glad it's reaching as many people as it can. If it means that it can help a person who's undergoing abuse, or also if it means that it can actually help someone else who around them is suffering from abuse, I believe this is a great job done. So I should thank Shama for having me as part of this. I had some of my friends included. I had Arjun Atri, who actually happened to record it in Hindi as well. Unfortunately, he's not here in New Zealand for this time, but I'm sure he sends his regards and he's happy that he's part of this amazing campaign. That's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you so much for being here and for sharing the experience of participating in the campaign. I have some questions, but I will perhaps keep it to the end. So we have perhaps Hyunsuk wants to continue with sharing about her a bit and also the experiences of participating in the campaign.
Hi everyone, my name is Hyunsuk. I am a counselor and I work for Asian Family Services. We are under the Problem Gambling Foundation. We currently independent, but under the same roof, we work together for gambling harm. So, and as Shama, Juanita led KCWS, I just also belong to Korean Community Wellness Society, which has all the professional Korean people there, like psychiatrists, psychologists, social worker, and counseling myself. So we worked together with Shama and we promoted sexual harm and also provided workshops and Korean version of resources, which was incredible. So I really appreciate Shama's support. And also I participated in the recording, which was really challenging for me because I myself need to record what I deliver the message, but I just should record many, many times, but it was wrong. So I just should repeat it. But the message and also promoting sexual harm to Korean community is also very new. So as a professional, I myself, it's really hard to talk about it, sexual harm. And talk about sexual harm to children, young people, even young people and middle-aged people and parents, and all challenging for me, for us, KCWS. And so the Let's Talk, the campaign is really incredible for Korean people, Korean professional to deliver the importance of knowing sexual harm because many children don't know about it and many parents also don't understand how to help their children. So the campaign helped Korean community a lot. So it is really, opening the door for Korean community. That's why I always, thankful for Juanita and Shama's support. Yeah, that's my story. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Hyun Sok. It's been really wonderful to be able to work with you in the campaign, but also the group of Korean therapists who recorded the rest of the videos in Korean and also did a great project in the community, not only disseminating the videos, but talking about the prevention of child sexual abuse in the Korean community. So yeah, you touched a topic while you were talking about how difficult it was to record, and I think that's a challenge that was faced by many of the community leaders who record the video. They had to repeat it. They didn't got it the first time. We had to make some adjustments with the setting, the sound, or the size of the video, things like that. So a lot of effort that was done there as well. And that's why we believe that is, we are very thankful for the time that they put into the campaign. So thank you. And because of the time, I would like to give the space to George to share a bit about himself and the experience participating in the campaign. Thank you, George.
Thank you, Juanita. Thank you. And Marina, good morning, everyone. And my name is George. I'm currently the PhD student at the University of Idaho. And this is my third year, and my research topic is about corporate social responsibilities in luxury hospitalities. And so I'm also doing a part-time job as the residential team leader at the student village. I'm very truly honored to be here today and representing our efforts in creating videos aimed at addressing critical issues that affect us all and our community, like sexual harm and child abuse prevention. And as one of our videos, so for our New Zealand Chinese communities, I'd like to share some insights into the challenges I faces and the considerations I took into account. And first and foremost, and I think cultural sensitivity has been at the forefront of our minds throughout this process. And our diverse communities bring with it unique, perspectives, and we recognize the importance of approaching such a sensitive topic with respect and cultural awareness. And we also strive to ensure that our message reflect with the values and cultural nuances of the New Zealand communities. And language being a powerful tool and poses their own set of challenges. And as a team, as mentioned with Juanita, we worked diligently to convey our message accurately and recognizing the importance of language and nuances. And as a native speakers of Mandarin Chinese, and so we guarantee that our message is not only understood, but also culturally appropriate. And also recognizing, the diversity within our communities, including the age and gender dynamics. So we aim to address a broad audience while being sensitive to different perspectives and ensuring our messages delivered is inclusive and relatable to all members of our New Zealand Chinese communities. And moreover, we also considered technical landscape and access to the online platforms, and we wanted to make sure that our videos is easy to accessible to all, and considering factors such as internet speed and the device compatibilities. And throughout this journey, and I think the collaborations and local input have been instrumental. And as we move forward, we are open to feedback from our communities and your input. And I think all of us efforts are invaluable in helping our communities to adapt and refine our content and better serve the needs of the New Zealand and the communities. And finally, I would like to say thank you for having me and look forward to making a meaningful impact together with you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, George. Thank you. You touched on very different aspects that play a big role in making a video. For example, the cultural challenges, how to make a video accessible while recognizing the diversity of our communities. So I think my reflection on that will be that we have the videos, some 54 videos now, but I think there is still a space to keep polishing the videos, keep supporting communities, deliver messages that are perhaps meaningful to them in different ways. So we do have tried to do our best in having a video that is that reaches everyone in the communities and also acknowledges that diversity. You also touch on aspects such as how to, for example, create an atmosphere in the videos that is comfortable, makes people feel comfortable, and the video is understood. You also helped record other videos, the video that Lily did, and that was a challenge with the sound, and so many different things that we needed to put together in order to make these videos happen. And normally it's not the work of one person, but the work of a big team behind that. So yeah, thank you. I think because of the time, we will leave the questions to the end of the other panel, but we would like to thank you once more to the three of you for coming here and sharing your experience participating in the campaign. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Remain here so people can ask you questions at the end. So now we are going to move to the second panel. It's the panel with the community champions, and we would like to invite Nora and Bilary to share their experience disseminating the videos in the communities. I don't know if Bilary is here, but we have Nora. So Nora
is here. Bilary is here.
Okay. Okay, let her join. I see in the big screen just Nora, but yeah, she's here. Hi. So welcome both of you to the panel with the community champions. It's a great pleasure to have you here. Thank you for accepting, sharing your experience, disseminating the videos in your communities. So a little bit, we will follow the same format as the previous panel. We just want to learn a little bit about you and the role that you have in your community, and also your experience, learn about your experience disseminating the videos in your own community. So who wants to start?
Okay, I can start first.
Thank you.
Okay. Hi everyone. My name is V. So Valeria is my English name, but my Vietnamese name is V. So at the moment, I'm working as a life coach, especially in parenting, family in general, between parent, children, maybe some case of husband and wife. So I am a member of a group of Vietnamese community with more than 12,000 people. So I hope people know me, not much. So when I about the project, thanks to Sue, she introduced that to me, and I shared a video. So, but I was a little bit hesitate in the first place, because if I share the video to the group, a lot of things could happen, because maybe people don't see the message that we understand, and then it will have a negative impacts on the person who do the video record. So that's why I'm chose only to share on my Facebook. So I hope if I can, because I don't know about the person who could present the video, but if I can, I need to ask her, but I'm not sure about. So that's why at the moment I have not shared on the big group. But okay, so the difficulties is about we call family reputation, and then we really feel shame about if something like that happened, so we cover that. So that means even they know about that, they won't share it. But so that means when but I need to be courageous to share on my Facebook because my family also judge me as well. But it doesn't matter to me. I worked on this for a long time. So that's the only thing is being judged if you are the person to share that in the community.
Thank you, Vi. Thank you so much for sharing that, because we know, as I said in the beginning, in the introduction, we know that talking about sexual harm or even any topic related to that is still a taboo and is difficult for many people in many communities. I think in most of the communities it's going to be hard. So we acknowledge how brave we need to be talking about it, and also knowing that it's going to take a while until a lot of people feel more comfortable. So yeah, that we know that that's a challenge, and we appreciate that you are taking, and in this group we are taking the next step and is start talking about it and being brave to do that. So thank you. And Nora, you want to share about your experience?
Hello, everyone. I'm Nora Arango. I'm part of the Hamilton Colombian Community Trust. Well, with my community was a little bit different because I was really surprised with the answer that I got when we put the videos on social media. And also we start to share with our close contacts, yeah? Most of them have some questions. It's like, if I talk about that, if I know somebody in my community has an issue related to, it's going to be confidential, yeah? How can I help the person, but I want to be still close to the person? And one of the questions was, if I go to talk about the issue that is happening, I'm going to have any problem with my citizenship, yeah? And other question was, it's really hard to talk with children between 8 to 13 about these topics, yeah, because they're really sensitive. But how can I identify if my children is suffering something they abuse? Yeah, they want to know how they can identify, how they can see that behavior is happening in any children, yeah. That is what happened with my community. Also, we are running at the moment a football club. There is all boys between 8 to up. And I really want to get support from Chama to go through to this topic with the boys in this point. Yeah, that is for my community. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Nora. Very important. Great that you wrote down the questions. Very deep questions, because we might see the video and start having the questions. That's my understanding from what you say, and it's normal. And that's why for us was important to not only have the campaign, but we could give some answers to these questions and support people who might have them. So we have Farilla, who introduced the event. She's the crisis manager. We have a team in Chama that she leads that is able to provide support answering these type of questions, for example, about the citizenship, or there were some questions about how if this help is going to be confidential, it's going to be confidential, but the team of social workers can help in these situations to go through the process of finding the support they need in these cases. And also we have Maki. She is the national crisis lead that is happy to support in those situations as well. She has a phone, and you can communicate with us also on the email. And also as a prevention lead, I can say that we do have a program that's about teaching parents skills about how to prevent child sexual abuse. So in that program, we learn to identify when the kids might have suffered from harm. But always, if there is the kid is upset, we see signs like being too sad, worrisome, anxiety, things like that. It's better to seek for support. It should not always is related to this, but it's always good to ask with the doctor or even with the Shama team. So we give resources at the end of the videos, and that's I think with your comments, the idea is that we have people started thinking about it in the community and start learning that there is a national support service that involves prevention, involves crisis, and even healing. So just to let you know that we are there for the people, for the questions that they might have. Just call the main number that we have, and we will try to find the answer for you.
Thank you.
So, yes, you mentioned a couple of strategies that I will highlight that you use when disseminating the videos, and it was social media, right? So Vi mentioned that she used Facebook, and Nora, you used social media as well, but you mentioned some direct groups like the football team. So any other strategies that you use to disseminate the videos?
Yes, also because as if you know, it's a page, there is Naveguemos New Zealand, yeah? That is created by a Colombian woman, and she also has the connections around New Zealand, and she also published the videos on her social media. We went through to WhatsApp, Facebook, messages, and when the people ask questions like, hey, how can I do this? Or do you think this can be happening? And I say, well, I don't have the answers, but something that we can do is we can run a workshop and invite Chama team to tell about this, because you have all the knowledge and it's a really deep topic, and the parents, and especially for age between 8 to 13, that age is not critical, but I think it's the more hard age because the children start to change and they want to be really clear if there is an alarm or that is a completely normal behavior with the children.
Yeah, thank you for that. So different spaces where you share the message, and again, the different questions coming from the community. Please let us know also if you have an interest in doing a workshop or there is a topic. We would like to hear about that, because we would like to keep supporting the communities as much as we can. We cannot promise that we can do everything, but it's good to hear, and we'll try to make it happen.
No, thank you very much to everyone, and especially the Chama team, because that is a really necessary topic in our communities.
Thank you. And I think your reflections are also important and show that there is still like a mixed feeling in the community. They receive the message perhaps, but there is some tension about it. We don't know what to do. It's difficult, this information. But as we say, we are encouraging the conversation. We are encouraging people to learn more about it and keep engaging in this topic, because we know that it affects in the communities, and we would like to see it not happening again. So thank you, and thank you both. And we would like to give just the last few minutes to the audience to ask any questions you might have about the campaign, or to the filmmakers or community champions. So any questions are welcome, either in the chat or just open your microphone and ask. I do have questions. I said that I had mine. For the filmmakers, I had one for Samantha, some for some. And it's why do you think your video reached the 25,000 views?
I should be honest, I've been asking myself the same thing, but in all honesty, I do understand that that was something I used as a tool to share that I have done something like this and you could do in your language. So I believe that might have been the start to it. So
it's something that you did like in the algorithm, like in the.
I'm not really sure about the algorithms of the video in particular, but I'm assuming when I did go back home this year, I did show a few of my family members of what I've been doing. Some of my friends who speak many other different languages also offered to help. So they were keen to see that this video had picked up in New Zealand, and they happened to see it, understand it, and they said probably in Telugu or Tamil or any other languages they knew, they were willingly offering. So I was definitely surprised.
Great, that's wonderful to hear, because it means that perhaps the video is even having an impact back home.
Yep. Oh, certainly. It is definitely spreading a message about how different communities think differently about what constitutes sexual harm or abuse generally, on how you work around it. I believe some have taken pointers back home, and I'm hoping that they are actually, I believe we could also take some pointers, but I believe if this could help another person out there to understand this is an accepted concept in this day and age, I believe that's job well done for me.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you so much, and congratulations for that.
Thank you.
Yes. Any other questions?
Hi, Juanita. My name is Rima. I just wanted to ask how these videos can be facilitated in schools, encouraging schools to see the validity of this topic, because it's so big. It's so big in that age group. I'm really passionate about the topic, and Valchia is one of my mentor, and Val has been always saying, oh, we need to get it out there. So anything you can shed light on, or anyone actually. Val says she's not my mentor, but she is. Yeah, she's a very good girl. She never says. But I just wanted to know if there is any way. These videos are obviously, in all the languages. And we have, I think, recently I was talking to, so we have 93 ethnicities in Tauranga. I'm in Tauranga, by the way. Yeah. So I was blown away, and I know I work with youth, and I know there is always something we are not allowed to say anything. So but I know how stigmatizing it can be, like, oh gosh, we have enough issues in schools. We don't need this extra thing. But it's always somewhere someone need to light this fire where it can be, everybody, I can see how much passion and drive and energy is out here. So anybody with the expertise in that area, that how they're trying to take it to the schools, especially high schools.
So what I could say about that is that we have the videos available for use, for public use online. So I'm gonna share the link here. And then, so yes, you are free to use them. When it comes to child the prevention of child sexual abuse, we try to work with the people who are around the children because they are too little to protect themselves. So we try to work with the parents mostly to learn strategies to protect them from sexual harm. So that will be for the videos about what is child sexual abuse and what to do if a child tells you about sexual abuse. But for the others, there is some, I know that there are some classes in the schools, but we would love to see more ethnic based materials reaching more young people. And yeah, perhaps there is people in the audience who have the experience taking this topic into the schools.
Yeah, because there is a part of the science learning, which is how our well-being or personal well-being, and they do talk about sexuality and what is development, what is physical development, male and female body. So I was just quite curious to know, like, it's so like the schools are their own work and their own resources, they are so limiting. They are obviously correct in a right way, they're delivered to the basic requirements, but this is so important to acknowledge, and that question is out there. It's not like it is just swept under the carpets. And I'm very passionate about reaching to the youth because it's so big, it's so massive. And like you said, quite a percent of anxiety, fear, anger, frustration, guilt, shame, low self-esteem, there are pretty much correlated, and it could be one thread of being sexually abused or knowing that what has happened to them is not their fault, but there are no right resources or not having supportive family member or a parent saying, nothing happened, you are okay, and it's all your fault. So those things, so even if it is a one resource that school delivers through that physical health or however a program, that could be such a beautiful way to enable youth to take charge, or just being aware. From my point of view, resilience come within, and if this is the beginning or this is the start, this could be the best start, because Shama has been out there and community knows, but it's a hush hush thing, oh, we know anyway, thank you, and then people walk away because this topic is out there but we don't want to talk about it. So just any experts in school or education area, if they find out the way to bring it even to the principals, like principals association, or what do you call it, teachers association, or somehow. So yeah, I'll leave it there. But yeah, if anybody else has anything pops up, just via Juanita, please share any ideas. Thank you.
I will also recommend going to our website under community development and prevention of sexual violence. We have some resources that we have created with the communities to talk about this topic with the different communities. So we have a poster campaign, videos about consent, healthy relationships in different languages. We have Instagram pages. So we are trying to develop resources so more people can access them. We don't work directly yet with the schools. I'm sure we would love to, but we have limited capacity. But we do try to offer the space for different communities to start talking more about this topic, and yes, keep not sweeping it under the carpet, but keep talking about it. Yes.
Thank you so much, Juanita.
And now I have to give the space to Farija, who is going to close because we are running out of time, sadly, but the reality is that. Thank you.
We surely are. It's a great topic, and love to have you all today this morning. That is some great conversation there, Rima, and we have seen the power of community support, community contribution, and community mobilization, and social media. This is, like you said, Rima, it is the beginning of things happening, and we surely are keen to progress with lots of passion. And again, thank you for joining us today. I'll close us with a karakia. Please join me if you feel like. I will share the screen again. Kiato rangi marie, o te rangi I tu ihone. O papatuanuku e tokoto o te taio e awhine. Ki runga I a tatou. Tihe Maori ora. May the peace of the sky above, of the earth below, and of the all-embracing universe rest upon us all. Behold, it is life. Amine. Have a lovely rest of the day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Maria.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.
Juanita, Maria, Shama. Thanks.
Juanita.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Shema.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.